Hi everybody, my name is Claire Maxwell and I'm a creator of Mobilignment, which is a form of exploring movement that is combining my Alexander technique experience and my dance experience. So I suffered a lot from tendinitis during my dance career, and I think I'm not the only one. So today I wanted to kind of focus in on the elbow joint. In my case, and in a lot of my students, the tendinitis problems seem to go from the elbow into the hand, and of course it depends, different places in the hand. But we're going to be looking at the top of the hand and the radius bone, which is a little bone in your elbow joint that actually facilitates this movement. So your arm is pretty complex, but you've got a fold capacity and a rotation capacity. So folding is a pretty easy movement to understand, but it's a weird word when it comes to joints because they're round. They're not like pieces of paper, so they have round articular surfaces, and that's why I love the name of the radius, because at least, you know, it talks the truth about that. So here it is, the radius with its round tip, and what's interesting about it is that the thumb end of it, so it attaches, it's the bone here that goes with your thumb, is pretty broad. I don't know if you could see that, but this is the little bump that you feel near your thumb, and that bone goes pretty far across the wrist joint. So there's a little bump, and that bone goes all that way. So a good deal of your wrist joint is composed in one part of it from that bone. And then when you go down, the radius is about an inch up here. So that little rotating bone, it doesn't go all the way back to this fold. It's a little bit further out. And that's so helpful to know in terms of gesturing with your arm and being able to rotate your hand and gesture with your arm. So if you want to look at the joint a little bit closer up, this is what it looks like. And so you can see the big upper arm bone, the humerus comes down here, and it opens up to two big condyles that make an arch of sorts for the ulna to fit up into. And so the ulna and the humerus are kind of at the same level, but you can see how much further down this joint is with the radius. So the humerus, just to review, is these two bones that you can feel here, and that bone rotates in the shoulder joint, so it has a good deal of movement. And then the ulna is this guy. So the fold of skin around that joint is this fold that we all recognize as elbow. But what's interesting is that when that fold opens, this little bone slides back into the joint, but you can still kind of feel it. It never really disappears all the way. So those points are really clear, but the radius is not so clear. So just shake your arms out a little bit. And what we're going to do is play a little bit before we get any more specific with the back of your hand and putting it together with just an awareness, maybe just an awareness in space. If you let your arms hang and you don't even look at them, you know kind of where that fold is, and then that lower down there's that radius. And then you can kind of play with mapping together the back of your hand and your radius point. And it's really got quite a bit of freedom. And when you start playing around with the back of your hand, it really, things get round. And your upper arm starts to move quite a bit as well. So now we're going to look, sorry to leave you, I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit so you can see my table here. Let me bring it a little bit closer so you can see me. So just bring the backs of your fingers to a surface. If you have a table that you have in your house, or you could play around on the floor. And so this is what we used to do when we were quadrupeds. We don't walk on our hands much anymore, but if you're not weight bearing and you just start to explore what kind of movement you can do, there's a lot of rotation. So resting your knuckles here so that your thumb is free to move. You don't want to be dumping a lot of weight in there. You can begin to experiment. So I'm kind of going into a little, almost like I was going to jump up over the table, and I'm just, most of my weight is in my legs, but I'm just seeing how much rotation there is out in my arms, and maybe side to side movement. Just for the sake of the video, you know, I'm not adding any spirals into it, but you could. You can see how that movement, that inner rotation of the radius, that ability to rotate in, frees up your upper arm and brings it actually away and connects into some pretty big, powerful muscles in your back. And so we don't weight bear anymore on this part of our hand. We're always grasping, and as we grasp, we pull our hands back into our wrists. But if you rest the back of your hands, you see you can sort of let the hand widen and go out. And that's the other side of activity that your hand needs. So if you have tendinitis, please don't push or try to stretch. You might not get nearly as much movement as I did. It should feel good in these fingers and the backs of your hands, which can get so tight, and your thumb. All right, I hope that was helpful. Check back next month when we'll explore more questions that you guys send me. So if you have questions, you can post them below. And if you want to come to class, there are 3 classes a week, and the website is listed below here. And we're going to be doing an intensive July 26th. So check that out on the website as well. All right, peace and love. Bye.